Hi guys, Retro Tech Ralph here. I've got a video on the Blackpool bag of tat. Bag of tat, bag of treasure, whatever it is. I'm going to restore as many as I can. First off is the snes. Granted, it lit up. Granted, I needed a cable for it. Granted, a cable arrived and a controller. But we had a problem with the controller because this was sent via cash converters, and as soon as the guy put the package through the letterbox, this fell out of it, dropped on the floor, and I've got a lovely crack across there, so the whole thing just split in two. I've glued it up, so it's actually pretty much solid again, but it's not perfect. I know it's one of these aftermarket ones. There's even a crack across there as well. It's an aftermarket one. It's not an official snes, but for, I think it was £3. It's good for testing, shall we say. And this isn't exactly the best snes around because, yeah, there was a big hole in the side, holes in the back, but looking carefully at this, is only this top section that actually wants replacing. So I'm going to look around as much as I can, try and see if I can get a top section if I can. I've even got, get out, got Starwing. I have never played this. Now, one of the problems with this is there's a spring missing from the release button. That should be up all the time. It goes up there, and then blimey, that does eject, doesn't it? Okay, so it should go like that, to be honest. Whoa! It shouldn't go like that. See, power on doesn't let you get in, power off, power in, power on, yeah. I wouldn't have realised that before. You can't get the cartridge out when the power's on. That's clever, Nintendo. Can't even eject. Ah, so that does stop everything. Thank you. So, first job's going to be to strip this down. I don't think I could do much with this. Even if I can find a top section, fine. If I can get another one, the parts don't come out the corner. Well, it's still in there anyway. If I can get another one, then so be it. If not, we'll work on possibly doing something with this and then waiting for another month to get this pristine looking, shall we say. Because there's always going to be something on an auction. There's always going to be something, somebody selling parts. There's one at the moment, and I've asked him if I can have this top section and the spring, but he won't. And he's got tons and tons of parts, but he won't sell separate. But we'll give him a month and we'll question him again. So first part of this is going to be, I need to strip this down for its parts. Get the plastics in the dishwasher. Get the boards completely cleaned. And we'll see where we go from there. Now, while the snes, the case, fully stripped down, while that's in the dishwasher getting cleaned, I thought I'd have a look around of the actual rest of the snes. Now, motherboard is on here anyway. Heatsink, RF shielding, protects a hell of a lot of chips for its age. I mean, underneath here, it's like held in by another 5 screws, possibly. You know, it's like 1 screw holds this plate for the outputs and the inputs in. So on that one, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I'm wrong again. 1, 2, and that one holds the RF modulator in. Okay, so to take that heat shield off, which I'm not going to do anyway, I don't really want to. You can see inside there. There's more chips inside, capacitors. Have fun if those capacitors ever go. Everything does seem to work. I have tested this already on a game, but that's why I've had to buy stuff for this. These were, like I said, these were absolutely brilliant bargains as they were, but they did need extras. Now it looks like that has actually been either an add-on or a bridge, possibly a fuse. Yeah, it's an F1. Looks like it may have actually have gone blown before. So yeah, okay. So basic motherboard looks quite tidy enough anyway. I'll give it a bit of a clean with the isopropanol. Quick tittle over. There's a lot of resistors on here, capacitors, all stuff that I cannot very easily solder. So there's your main board. It needs to fit right, to be honest, that one. Why is it up in the air? Ah, because it goes into these sections here. Yeah, there we go, that's better. So that fits together like that. We've got the bar here which will lift. Yeah, there's a mechanism on this. There's a spring missing off here as well, which I think that isn't. That's for a different part. But there's a spring for the actual mechanism to put the switch, the eject button. This part here, when you press, will lock the cartridge in place so you can't take it out when the power's on. But there's not really too much to a SNES. Your front control panel here, one LED light. If I wanted to alter this a little bit, I could quite easily just change that. Plastic. I'm going to give that a bit of a clean. There's nothing much I can do with this. It needs a bit of retro brighting. It needs a bit of cleaning. I can't get rid of the yellow, and it's not from a smoke. Well, yeah, it's probably from a smoke-free home, but it's not cigarette smoke that's on there anyway. And I could remove that, but it's easy just cleaning it as is. So that's all your parts for the SNES. So as soon as the stuff's out of the dishwasher, we'll have a look, see how good, how bad things are, and we'll get on with putting things back together again. Now, washing cycle's done. We have the bottom case. There's a little bit of markings on here. It's nicer and clean than what it was. There's still a bit of a yellow in. There's nothing I can do about that apart from waiting for summer to come back around. So everything's on. The feet stayed put, which is good. The label stayed put, so it wasn't on too hot of a cycle. So there'll be a little bit of damp on there still anyway, so that's fine. I'm actually pretty happy with that anyway. So rest of the parts, they are better than before. That's the flap behind there. That's a very yellowed label. Power button, power switch should I say, reset button, the eject button looking a bit faded to be honest, but that's fine, and the shroud for, I think it's the reset button, possibly, yeah, and the upper case. Now we already knew that this had got the corner took off, and I glued these two pieces back in, and look at that, that piece and that piece, and that piece. Luckily the dishwasher hasn't killed them, so they are actually still there. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether or not to, because that is badly yellowed. Side by side, that is just shockingly badly yellowed. For the time being, we'll go with this, and I'll consider either. Right, two options this can go. One, we're carrying as it is. We can repair this by putting some tape around there and then hot gluing, making some sort of outer edge and then painting. These parts are going to be virtually impossible to do apart from putting some glue on, putting bits in to try and make it look like it's there, but with solid, with clear sections with the glue. I don't know. There's already a crack there anyway, so this could be actually toast anyway. But at the minute, oh damn it, I'm missing that one. At the minute, we'll just use this and we'll consider even possibility of getting another SNES in as a donor. So let me get on with rebuilding this as is, because if it's going to be full SNES, it'll be a full top piece anyway that we can just swap out, and we'll work on what, where and how, or if we can ever get around to anything. So yeah, give me a minute to reassemble these parts. Got all the bits and bats in here, including the circuit board. With the metal on here, I can polish that up, but is there a point? Is there actually a point to polishing these? I don't think there is. P1, P3, where is P2? That's a point. Where is P2? Why is there a P2? Unless that's P2. Okay. They have P1s, P3s, they do not like P2s. We'll get on with putting this back together again and see what we can make of this. Now I'm at this point here now, the board is in, just got to remember, 2 screws there. There's 2 screws here, which hold in for your cartridge slot. I'll give that a little bit of clean anyway when I get around to it. 2 of the screws here, that's not exactly the same one, and 2 screws there. There are parts missing from this, I know. If you're going to put the switch on first, make sure there's a screw underneath it. But that screw will fit on there. Make sure the wire's out of the way of anything, if it goes there or not. We'll figure that out in a minute. We'll just go there anyway, so it's kind of out of the way, it's no problem. My biggest problem I have is there's a spring missing. Now, this is another reason why I could quite easily get another case. And just swap all the parts, because there'll be a spring in it. This part here, which then pushes up, does it push up, or does it, oh, it pushes up the power button, the eject button. That piece of metal goes through there, through this side part, then rests on there. Then when this is on top, by the way, all back together, that will just push up when everything's in place, cartridge is in, it pushes down there, and we're done. It does work when it's on, but there is a spring missing from the side of here, which will go on. There's a notch there, and it will go fasten somewhere down here. I can probably fabricate one, because I think it actually does go round this part itself, and then onto the board or onto this peg here. But I could probably fabricate something. If not, I'm sure I could work on something. But this does work absolutely fine, and we'll get everything on and working with it. I'm still not happy with that. The reset button and switch will work fine. For the time being, we're going to put this on, put this in, and I'm going to see what I can do about a spring for that anyway. I only have the 1 screw for the case, which is one of these bloody awkward anti-hex, weird hex shaped screws. But I'm going to find 6, because we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? No, it's not 5, 6. 5, 6. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 through. I don't know why that one's there. That one just goes kind of, yeah. Doesn't really line up with anything but that screw head there, well, screw bottom there. So I'm going to get on with. Still not happy. Let me see about finding 6 screws. I don't condone anybody. I don't. About people trying to make money. But if you're going to do this, try and do it right. But then again, don't go over the top and go on eBay and look for 6 screws exactly the same as these. I have a stack of screws. Most of these are wood ones, but there's some plastic, some all sorts of bits and bats in here. I've been collecting stuff like this for years when I've been taking stickers off the pieces. Find something that's compatible, find something that will fit in the holes. I want missing anyway, so it's not fully going to work on this anyway. But don't get suckered into thinking, I have to get the specific type of screw, otherwise I'm going to end up having a fit. No, just do what you need to. I'm not going to go over the top and make it look absolutely stupid by putting that screw in, which is just ridiculous, and a couple of these. No, I'm going to do it properly. But I'm not going on eBay and paying £5 for 6 screws. No, sorry. I'm not that daft. So let me get on with this, see what I can do. Try and fabricate some sort of spring, give it a bit more clean, and we'll get back to this in a second. Now, as pure luck would have it, I was looking through part boxes and all sorts of bits for screws, wires, whatever else, to try and figure out whether this spring. Now, I have a bigger spring here, which is the right type of metal. If I could strain it out, if I could probably recoil it, I could get that to be a spring. It's kind of a... It will wrap around that. So it's got to be no wider than that, a little bit wider than that if it needs to be, with a tab which goes into that notch and a tab which goes into the bottom hole there. So it's not entirely difficult to do. Yes. So as luck would have it, I don't know where I found this from, but it's almost the right bloody gauge. That'll wrap around there okay. A little bit shorter on that, but I think that might even go in there. So then this part up here, I can cut it kind of there-ish, and then that will bend up to be the perfect length for there. So let me get on with playing with an old spring for something else. And see if I can actually get this thing done with the eject button popping back up again without even buying anything. Springs, things, and things go ping! Right, I've given up on the silver one. It would break every time I did anything with it. So the other one was more of a flexible metal. It's not pretty. I don't admit to winning any contest with it, but it's in the bottom hole at the bottom. It's in here. There's more than enough spring there. I could make it a bit more tidier than that, but there's enough spring force in the wire to make sure that eject button goes up, I think. So at the minute, get them out of the way, we're down. Doesn't go up, doesn't do anything. Just turn power off for that. Sure it goes into the right place. Oh, I didn't realise the bottom case was out by a bit on there as well. Okay, I need to bend things into shape a little. So, one eject button fixed. So far, bloody bottom case. That's fixed. I don't want to spend anything on this, but I think I'm going to have to buy a donor one for a few quid. The parts are there. I'm not happy with that yellow at all, but if I can get a donor, that just makes me doing that a complete waste of time. But let's look at possibilities. This is now almost done. Apart from needing a few extra screws. I didn't realise this case was that bad. I mean, why is that part out? Properly bulged there. That has been strained, been pulled out. I wonder if I can get anything. I know. Hold your breath. Shouldn't really do this with pliers. Maybe I could heat it and move it across. Yeah, let's leave that for a minute and have a better thought at a later date. So it does work, but it still looks absolutely filthy. If it'll screw back in place like that, then we can get away with it. I do need another case, don't I? Right, for the time being, let's get some screws, screw this back on, and let's test this and see see if this actually works. Yes. Now, SNES is back together again. I'm not happy with the appearance of this. Just consider that this is £5. That's all I can say. This is the first bag of tat attempt to get back to a state of working as best I can. The insides are nice and clean, the outsides are clean of grime. AV cables in, joypads is on, and Starwing is in. So let's have a look to see if this works. I've not got a Nintendo power supply, but I'm running 9 volts into the back of there, which is the reversed way around. It's the outer shell, which is the positive, the inner is the negative. It's reversed nowadays. It's how they used to do this. So let's see if this works. Power lights on. Ooh, we have noise. Let me tilt you down. I can show you. Starwing. That's a little better. Granted, I am too close to the television. It's kind of from the lens there. The screen is literally here. So this is as good as a picture that I can give you at the moment. Let's go forward. Where's your red dot on the screen? I can't see that red dot. So, pressing start. Oh, this works perfect. Okay. Okay, so I'm moving the ship, which is up there. It is. The graphics are absolutely shocking on a television like this. But this is how games used to be played. And it doesn't help anything that these screens are like this. But they expand all the pixels and they don't look too good, but good luck. Good luck. They don't look too bad. I'm perfectly happy with this. Go on then. Cool. There's a red dot there. Really, there's a red dot there. I think it must be to do with the actual camera. Right, left, right. Is that fire? I've got an auto fire on the hunter. Better. I don't bother about it. Go through them. Did you see me? Have you seen me? Woohoo! Spinny. Let's turn the auto fire off. Ah, we've got a turbo. Not getting away. It's turbo now. There you go. Woohoo! Cool. Now that is really, really good. For £5, I've got myself a snes that works. Cool. Do I just try anything on this? Oh, red roll then. Just blow it up. This is pre 9/11, obviously. That's just excellent. That is just absolutely excellent. So, for a £5, I didn't go wrong. So let me try power off and eject, and it does actually work. So in the upcoming, I don't know, we'll keep an eye on this. It works. It's not the best looking. It's not going to win any competitions in any museum by any chance whatsoever, but it works. So for the first £5 console, absolutely works. But I think for the time being, let's keep an eye out on eBay. Let's look for parts. Let's look for things we can actually officially properly do this up and get back on with this sometime in the future. I don't like doing projects to a finish. I like to be able to make sure I can do things with them so I can come back and I can play games. Otherwise they'll just sit on the shelf and do absolutely nothing. So with that in mind, like I said, number 1 done. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed me bringing one of these back to life. I've got another 5 more to do anyway, so we'll see what happens with these, and we'll get back to this one at a later date, like I say, and we'll carry on with the bag of tat, or the bag of tat goldy tat. I don't know. Please like, subscribe, follow me on social media. Links below if you want to be a Patreon, if you want to donate actual physical things. I don't care if they're actually broken, as long as I can get them fixed, then we can work on them in the future. That's fine. But please like, subscribe. I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.